4 years, or over 4 years now, actually, I've been part of this community. I've seen its highs, I've seen its lows, and I've seen all of its in-betweens as well. I have never, ever, in over those 4 years, seen a project or collaboration as big or as impressive as this is right here. That's what she said. Welcome, everybody, to JV MX Park. This is a JV/ReaperDoc collaboration. However, it does not stop there. I'm sure you've all seen all of the ins and outs about this already, and as I fly around, you can see just how impressive this space is. But I want to do it justice and list off all the credits that I need to. There are six, that is right, 6 tracks within this massive compound that we have here. And let me list off just a couple of the names that have been involved in this collaboration as well. We have got Justin Bogle, W. We have got Colt Nichols, W. We've got Pierce Brown, W. Heal up soon, Pierce. We have got Verb Moto, also W. We've got AP. We have got Julian Beaumer. We have got Star Racing. We have got Pack EMH. There is a disgusting amount of impressive real-life names and talent attached to this place here. And how that's happened, how that's come to light, I truly don't know. Whether it stems from the MTG partnerships and contacts that are being made there, no idea. And to be honest with you, I actually don't care, because I don't mind how we get to this point, but tracks and projects and collaborations like this truly, I feel, are the only thing that can save this game. We know that it doesn't get developed too much these days, and it's glitchy and it can be buggy, but it is a game that we all come back to time and time again, that we all absolutely love and enjoy. At least I do. It's a very much love-hate relationship, but I am absolutely gobsmacked by this. And to nerd out on you for a second as well, the entire track here, or the entire 6 tracks that you see here, it's only 600 megabytes, which is, I know some of you don't care about that. That is absolutely disgusting to me. I've had one Arena Cross track that's bigger size than that. JV, honestly, is an enigma when it comes to these things, and I could think of nobody better to do this work. His talent is just, there's not even words to describe it. And that is also why I'm very hopeful for the future of the motocross gaming industry and motocross the game as well. Just knowing the talent and just all of the resources they have and the connections that are being made on an almost daily basis, it is unreal. So I do apologise for the extremely long introduction here. I just need to get across how impressive this is and how much it means for motocross gaming in general, and to everybody behind the scenes, AP, Bogle, everybody else, even Star, I have no idea. I'm guessing maybe Cole's pulled some strings there, because I know Cole Davies plays bikes as well. Thank you very much for even allowing your names to be put on projects like this. It absolutely does mean the most. So we have got 6 tracks here. I'm going to spin a handful of laps on each and every one of them, just so you guys can see what we're getting into. And there's the man himself, actually. I hope you enjoy it. There it begins. You gamers better strap in, because this is going to be one hell of a long video, getting laps of each and every one of these tracks done. Now, since this is a collaboration with Star, I thought I would run a Yami 450 today. It's not a Star bike, just because I'm still rocking the whole FXR thing, you know, keep my sponsors happy. But I thought, you know what, we'll switch up a little bit. We won't ride the standard KTM. And we've got this map in front of us right here. It shows you the layout of where everything is. We've got directions all over the place, and you can see this place is absolutely beautiful. Like, it's unreal. And again, nerding out for a second, I have no clue how this place was only 600 megabytes. I also have no idea how long this project has taken, because it takes people months and months and months just to finish one track. Never mind, I mean, look at the detail here with all of like the I call it the peg area. Oh, that sounds a little bit. Actually, no, we'll reword that. We won't call it the peg area. That sounds a little bit kinky. But in the UK, you would say you're going down to the pegs. So you reach in the bag, you pull a peg out. It's got your number. That's your gate selection. Blah blah blah. Whatever it's called in the maybe the Holden area. But here we go. Very impressive stuff. Just the attention to detail everywhere. We've got the Star Racing banners dotted around. Absolutely incredible. If I sound a little bit groggy, 7 AM, I have actually woken up at a reasonable time today, trying to fix my sleep pattern, because I'm meant to be going riding this weekend for the first ride of the year. We'll see if it comes to fruition. As you know, I am a very long way away from my bike, about 200 miles away, so it's not really too feasible for me to be riding mine at the moment. So I end up leeching a lot off of BP, and I usually steal his Varg when we go riding. I was meant to go out, what day was it? Saturday on the weekend, just gone. However, he was a little bit too busy to get the bike ready. Then we was meant to go out on the Wednesday, and he had a charging issue with the bike as well, so we couldn't do that. So I think now all the pieces should fall together, and I should be going riding on this this upcoming Sunday, I think is, which I'm very, very excited for. I've been in the gym for only the last 3 weeks, to be fair, but thankfully the new FXR gear that I got sent does fit, which is always a positive. It might be on like the biggest boy settings that it can go on, you know how it's got the Velcro on the waist and adjustable bits, etc. It may be hanging on for dear life, but that is also with a kidney belt and like shirt and undershirt tucked in, etc. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room to play with. We're getting there. And you know me, I always get very fixated on one thing at a time, and I've kind of fixating on myself at the moment, which is why the content side has been lacking a little bit. And I don't know why I do it. I wish I wasn't that way. I wish I could juggle multiple things at the same time and do them all really, really well. But that's just how I am. I'm sure I'll get better with time. But yeah, I've been just dedicating a lot of time to myself, just trying to work on myself more so physically than anything, because I'm aware I've not got. I mean, I'm coming up to 30 at a hell of a quick rate these days, so I've not got that many prime years left in me. But if I can make this a year where I go out riding a fair amount of times, slap a GoPro on so you guys get to watch and hopefully enjoy that as well, I'll be a very happy man. And I want to get the most out of the riding as well. I don't want to show up each and every week and just be like, well, I got 2 laps in me and now I'm blowing out my arse. I actually want to put in a little bit of effort off the bike to make sure that my on-bike experience is as enjoyable as it can be. So we are riding around the MX track here. I say this is track 1 out of 6. I'm guessing there's a couple of Supercross tracks. We've got an Enduro, more so trail, and then an Enduro cross track, which I'm also very happy about. I will, you see that, it's actually, the Enduro track goes off to the right there. I will leave that until the end, because I know a lot of you aren't really that way inclined. You do prefer your racing stuff, which I completely agree with, I completely understand. And it's also a very nice change of pace for me, doing some outdoor stuff. It's been very, very, very Supercross orientated recently, obviously, as we're doing a Supercross season. And I mean, there's been some definite highs and lows of this Soupy season so far. The biggest issue I've found myself having is just a real lack of consistency, which isn't something that I usually attribute to myself. I do apologise for casing these, by the way. It's always hard trying to yap and learn tracks on the fly. But yeah, real lack of consistency from mine. We had the 1 win, which obviously I'm excited about. We lost out on the win at Daytona by like a 10th, I think it was, something really, really small on cuts. It was reversed though, so I would have won it on cuts if I won it. It's not like I finished first and lost it on cuts. Rex finished in front of me on track, but then he also had a couple seconds of cuts, but he still just barely won by 0.1. That was a really, really enjoyable race. Probably my favourite race of the year so far, more enjoyable than the Tampa one, which I did end up winning. And then the issue that I found is the races that I'm not winning or on the podium, it's not like I'm just scraping a 4th and still getting good points, for example. It's been terrible, and it's mostly been in the Triple Crowns and getting like 6th, 7th. So I had an 11th in one of the Triple Crown races as well, and that's just very uncharacteristic of me. I've always seen myself as not the hot lap guy, but more of the racing consistency guy, but that doesn't seem to be happening this year, and I can't really put my finger onto why it is. I don't know if it's just a spell of bad luck or just not vibing with certain tracks, because I'm happy in the setup that I've got. Suspension does its bit as well, like gets through the whoops really well, and just silly mistakes, I guess. And it's not through lack of trying either. I don't feel like I'm trying to push too hard, which would force mistakes. It's definitely a weird one. Maybe I just need to spend more time on the game, but I'm in such a fragile state on the game at the moment where I know if I grind the game out for multiple hours throughout the week, I'm going to burn myself out and not enjoy it as much. So I'm trying to like toe the line as much as possible with putting in the bare minimum amount of time so my racing experience is a positive one in the sense I place well, but then also positive in the fact that I'm still enjoying playing the game in that moment. You know, I don't want to burn myself out on it during the week and then just have to show up and race on the Friday. But I feel like I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. And to each and every one of you that come out on Friday to the streams week in and week out and show your support and just being there, even if you're not chatting, if you're just sitting there lurking, you've got me up on your other monitor whilst maybe you're working or doing something else on your other screen, I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. It does mean the most. And there we go. So can we step on? I don't know if that's, I guess you're meant to jump all the way over that, but that little step on, step off there felt quite nice. Oh, we're going a bit long and stretch that out. Nice. I'll probably finish this lap. Actually, we'll do it. You know what? if we're committed to making this a long video, we'll get quite a few laps in on each one. I've dabbled a little bit, by the way, since we're riding the Yami right now. I thought I'd talk about the last couple of days. I've been dabbling with other bikes and messing around and trying them. And I don't think a different bike is the solution to my issues at the moment. And since they banned the beta, which now thinking about it and realising I think it's been a net positive for the competitive scene, since we are seeing multiple colours of bikes now on the grid. It's not like it has been in the previous years where it's just been KTMs, or like 2-3 years ago where it was just Yamahas. Since the beta's been banned, we're now getting KTMs, Yamis, Huskies. The occasional, like Suzuki, will find its way in there, for example, but I would not recommend it if you're trying to get on the top step of the podium. You do need all the oomph you can get. But I've dabbled in those main bikes a lot over the last couple of days, just experimenting, mostly playing Daytona and trying different people's setups out. A lot of people really do enjoy this Yami in-game, but I feel disconnected from the front end, and it's really weird to describe, and it could just be the bike's model. I know a lot of things in this game are placebo that I've slapped on a different bike model for. So, for example, when I was riding the beta, I made it look like a KTM. And as soon as I did that, the bike almost felt lighter to ride, even though it's made no physical change to it. It was purely visual. So there's a lot of mental game in this as well, which you wouldn't expect from a video game. But that's just the way it goes. The front end in Supercross for me feels a little bit disconnected on the Yami. And I'm guessing it's just because of the countless amount of hours I've put into the KTM over the last 2 years. That is why I feel so comfortable on it. So that is exactly what I'm going to stick to riding as well. I don't feel a need to change. And the fact that I can still ride it and come so close to getting wins just, I guess, proves that it's not a change and it's more me than anything else. Back when I used to play MX Simulator a lot as well, you get people that would have bike setups for every single track, whereas I would just have one setup for Supercross, one setup for outdoors. I'd be like, right, if there is anything slightly different on this track, I will change me rather than changing the bike. So I've got that level of consistency there. So might do a little bit of setup dabbling on bikes to find something I'm super extra 100% comfortable with. But after I get there, it's just on me, and that's all there is. No excuses. Most of the crashes I've had this year have all been on me. Can't even blame other people, which I do have a habit of doing in the moment. But you have to understand, things do get heated when you're trying to battle for good positions, and then you get like your front end wiped by someone. Maybe you get cross jumped, so on and so forth. But if you then think about it, maybe I shouldn't be sat so far up someone's cheeks in maybe like a turning jumpy area. And there's always things you can do to improve your racing. And everyone's on the same track. Everyone's against the same riders. Somebody has to win. So whoever wins usually was the best person on that day, and that's just how it is. So far, this track, exactly what I'd expect out of JV. He's, I mean, ever since JV's first track release, I think it was Linkoping, which not that many people actually vibe with, and it's not because of the track layout, it's because of the track soil type. It's usually a little bit slipperier than other tracks where it uses soil rather than soft soil. I love it. I love Linkoping. I think it's an absolutely brilliant track. The only one downside that I can think of from Linkoping, and again, it was JV's first track release, so he probably had no idea of the implications of it, is everything has collisions. Absolutely everything. So not only does that make the game like more framey, more objects with collisions on track means it's more demanding on your PC, but you know how sensitive this game can be. If you're going even like third gear along a straight and you accidentally maybe get a kick and you hit a little barrier on the side, there's a very high chance your game's going to crash. So, but even from day one, we know how much talent this man had. So I can't sing his praises enough. We are very lucky to have people like that in this community. And I know that he's helping on the GP side of things as well this year. That's the third time I've jumped off the side of that jumper. And on the visual side of things, I don't know if he's doing anything on the hype map side. I know Bradley Clay's doing a lot of the hype map stuff. Maybe they'll rotate rounds every now and then. I have no idea, but at least on the visual side of things, he should be helping out, which I'm very excited for. Because look at it, like, if we just jump around, ignore my ride for a second. You look to the left, look to the right. Look how beautiful everything is without me crashing. 600 megabytes for 6 tracks. Disgusting. So there we go. That is track number 1 done. That is the motocross track. I am going to go back to the main menu and probably select each one so we have timing on each one as well. I think that's just do it as best of a job as possible. So we'll see what the next track is. Gamers, there is a sand pit. We're not doing the sand pit yet, but you know me, I absolutely adore me some sand on this game. We're going to the North SX track right now, and just look at just the even going to the tracks is cool, like going through containers and under bits of the track and stuff. I love it. I love it so, so much. And sorry if I sound like an absolute Division 1 glazer, but I think this is all so, so impressive. Did just realise, since I just stopped and restarted recording again in between tracks, the motocross track might have looked a little bit on the duller side, like a little bit darker, and that is because my recording software was not recording the reshade in the game. For some reason, I had third-party overlays turned off, so you were just seeing raw gameplay. So now it should even be even more impressive than it originally was. So very cool stuff. So this is North SX, the one of the 2 Supercross tracks that are in this game, and let's see how this one. Oh my goodness, is that? That's Pierce's one, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. That's Pierce Brown's little banner that he's got there. Big, oh, steep uphill. That's gonna cause some wonky front ends. So we can either send it one jump further, or we can just try and land on top, and then I think I want to do that and then go step on, step off. Let's turn around and try and hit that again. Go round to the right, just a little up and over, and then on. Look how steep that jump is. Oh my god, we're gonna have to give that one a go. Man, this is sick. I'm guessing this is all. It has to be all custom. Surely there's not a Supercross track like this that exists in real life. Look at. Oh my. I'm getting a little bit happy in the pants, gamers. I can't lie. Stuff like this doesn't come around very, very often. And then, oh, big. Okay, we've got to send that one next time. That is a huge jump there. I thought it was the finish for a second, but it is not. This is the finish here. Do it. Oh, I thought I saw 40 start gates for a second there. No, it's not. It's the normal 22, which I mean you can't complain about, to be honest. It's only me that's a weirdo that sometimes wants to run like 40-man gates on a Supercross track. Doesn't really make too much sense though, does it? And then around here. Can't remember where we're going already. Big step down, round to the right. So this is a fairly short track. It is, but it's hella techy. We go triple, nice. Step up, yes. Overjump that just a little bit. Also, I was meant to triple to the top there. Got some Colt banners as well. Step down, probably will triple that from the left. I got a very lucky bounce there. I think there's some huge lines around here. I'm just like, I'm theory crafting. You know how speedrunners just try and get the strats down, get the routes down. That's, oh, here we go. Can we go quad? Oh my god, I'm in the F so long. I actually caught the back end a little bit. Didn't get it fully clean, but we got through the rhythm okay. I do not want to dip into these. If that is a hell of a time loss. I'm going to go around to the right. So this was a triple out. I want to send this one. Yeah, yeet. Oh, no, okay, not send it quite that far. I don't know if you scrub the jump before really nicely, you might just have enough oomph to get that whole, we'll call it a quad, the whole way out. We're going to use this berm to get some speed for the dragons back. Little step down. This is sick. I'm sorry, like, this is one of the most creative Supercross tracks I think I've ever ridden, just in terms of general layout. I know we've got some weird and wacky, like, themed Supercross tracks in this game, but this is hella cool. So we go round to the right. Should we just, let's just send it. See, no, don't send it. Don't listen to me. Oh, land it. Okay, right, it's fine. So I'm gonna, I don't know if I like that left-hand side that I took. I might just try the right and stay lower, because then our momentum's going forwards. Right. You wouldn't think I'm on a 120 rear tyre, would you? So we're going to try cut down. That's it. Stay on the lower side. Step off that. Triple. Yes. Step up. And then triple this to the top. Nice. Rail this outside a bit harder. We should be able to triple down. Got to get over that. Quad all the way. That is rapid. And then jump into the face of this. Hit a little boing. I see the more enduro trail over to my left there. That's, again, making me very, very happy. I think this line here was actually quicker, because you're just, you know, staying closer to the ground the whole time. And even though there's some big quads and fun lines in there, we're all about going fast in Supercross. Like, there's a time and a place. You can have fun and then you can go quick. We're trying to go quick right now. So if I scrub that, that gives me more forwards momentum. Oh, no, I don't think I've got enough oomph. Yeah, I might just have to check up and go for a triple and then single roll down the hill. Just flow up and over. I keep forgetting. For some reason, the way you go up to that jump there, it makes me feel like it naturally goes to the left afterwards, but it goes to the right, so I keep jumping off the wrong side of the track. Big triple there. Let's try and just go all the way up and around the outside, see what speed we can carry. Always a bit difficult when you're on a Supercross setup and you throw some rough stuff in there. Then we're going to cut down. Yes. It's almost like a little tyre tap at the top of that. Then triple, step up again. This is a really nice section. It looks very difficult and very intimidating when you're first going up to it. But as soon as you get the lines down, even this section as well, as soon as you know where you're going, you're good to go. Like, it's absolutely fine. That's what I love about Supercross tracks, is they're so... They can look so difficult to begin with, and as soon as you know what to do, they're a big W. And that doesn't just go for learning each individual track either. That's more so Supercross techniques. Once you know what you're doing on a Supercross track and you can replicate that lap after that. Wait, what's... Oh, hang on. We've got an alternative line going here. Step on. Oh, that's got to be quicker. That was really nice. Stay super low to the ground doing that. I like that. We're going to try that again next time round. Yeah, as soon as you know the techniques in Supercross and you can replicate those techniques lap in and lap out, Supercross just becomes so much more fun because you can take those techniques and apply it to every single Supercross track that exists. It's not like outdoors where every single track is different to an extent. Every bump's different, every jump's different, every rut can have variations to them. Supercross, unless you're getting some weird wacky layout like this, they're quite uniform to each other. Like if you can blitz a whoop section, you can blitz 99% of whoop sections. If you can hit a triple in out of a corner, you can probably just do that time and time again. It's not too difficult to do once you get it down. So if you are newer to MX bikes and you're trying to learn Supercross, do not get too discouraged because once it clicks, you'll be loving life. And Supercross to play, like what I'm doing right now, just sitting in testing, riding around by myself, having a play of the game, Supercross is probably my most fun discipline to do. It's then the racing side of things, competitive, where you're trying to bang bars and deal with the netcode against 21 other riders on the same track, that it can get a little bit stressful. But just solo play, absolutely love it. But this is great, by the way. If the South Supercross track is anywhere near as creative or enjoyable as this, my God, we are so spoiled. I'm sorry. I know it's a bit on the expensive side for a lot of people, this track coming in at $4. Look at what you get. This is two out of 6 tracks that we've done so far. I think I'd pay that just for 2. I really, really would. But actually, unreal. Incredible. I love this so much. And I love how some people would probably say this Supercross track's a lot harder than the outdoors track that we've just done, yet I'm now running consistent clean laps around here and I couldn't do it on the outdoors one. I'm so washed outdoors, man. I need some practice. GPs are just around the corner. I do have to travel back home towards the end of this month. It's already planned because I need to sort out some car stuff, and then I'm just going to visit the family and go and do a round of golf with Charlie as well, just because I'm kind of getting back into the golf now. It's getting warm again, and I have a feeling I might miss a GP round. It might even be the first GP round. I need to double check the dates on it all, which does kind of suck, but I mean, I've never really seen myself as a title contender for GPs anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So there you go. That is 2 tracks down. My God, we've still got another 4 to go. This video is going to be like an hour long at this point. This is unreal. Now we hook a left out of the pits, and oh, I see that Enduro Cross track over there on the left. Oh, I'm so excited to do that by the end. Right, we are now doing South Super. I am going the right way, aren't I? No, I don't think I am. I think I was meant to pop a little Yui there and go that way. But oh, never mind. South Supercross. Here we go. I've accidentally found it. So this is the one with the AP banners all over it as well. So we'll see what this one's like. So the north one, back over there, kind of utilised the hills a little bit more. This one seems to be on more of a plateau. This one seems to be on the smoother side. So we'll see if, like, what kind of level of creativity they was able to do on the smoother track rather than the rough track. This is... Yeah, we are on it here. Okay, let's give this a go then. So I'm hoping that I'm going the right direction. We'll soon find out if I get to it on off and it just doesn't have any pop on the off, but I believe we are going the right way here. This one seems a little bit more traditional already. So we're going to try and do a lap or 2 learning the track, and then we're going to blitz it from that point. Oh, okay, no, suspensions get through the whoops fine. Then got a nice soupy triple after the whoops. Try and stay up on the pegs in this sand. No, it actually is sand. It is sand. I was like, it looks like sand, but it didn't sound like it. Then I heard the sand traction right at the very end. And round to the right, what we got here? Little double, okay. Just nice and smooth, keeping it simple. Round to the left, kind of almost a little turn-in tabletop there. More of a speed check than anything. And hook round to the left again, double out. Into, 2 whoop sections on this track. You gamers that struggle in whoops are not going to be loving life. More than 9 whoops as well, so that's how we know it's not an AMA replica track in any way, shape or form. Please bring back more than 9 whoops in real life. That would be much appreciated from me. Don't know if the riders like that, but from a viewer standpoint, I love seeing people blitz whoops rather than just jumping through them in 2-3 jumps. So now we go back across this way. I just want to make sure that I'm going the right direction. Just going to double in, triple, yes, triple again. Go on, downside that, yes. And then single into the turn. I'm liking the peakiness of some of these jumps. Oh, that looks like either a double quad into the corner or a step on, step off single. I don't know which I prefer. So if I step on out the corner here, if I step on, it's faster in the first half, but then you slow down a lot here as you single into the corner there. Whereas if I double in at the start, here, oh yeah, no, that's doable. I just tagged it a little bit. If I double in at the start of it and then quad out, it's slower in, but then faster out, because you can accelerate into the turn and carry more speed around the corner. So that's an interesting one. I'd probably have to do a handful of laps in testing. I mean, I'm in testing, but you know, off camera, and just compare my split times to see what's faster. So if you go inside in the sand, you can go triple quad and then triple double out by the end of it is what that looks like. I'm going to set some markers here and we'll experiment a little bit. If I set it right here, we'll go inside again. That inside does feel a little bit OP in the sand in terms of how quickly you get through the corner, but maybe you then lose it again through this rhythm. We shall see. So up to the right. Oh, that feels like naturally it should be a tiny little triple coming out of that. So I need to make a mental note to check up. So I'm only doubling. Over the finish line, nice and floaty. Round to the left, going to double out. Shift up the gearbox a few times. Staying on top of the whoops, nice and straightforward. They're not too difficult at all. I think they look scarier than they actually are. Triple out. 100% you're going to want to be preferring to go triple double there rather than double triple. Let's try the outside here. Can we step on? Yes, I think that's going to be the preferred line 100%. Anytime you can, if there's a couple of on-off tables back to back, anytime you can stay on top of them is an absolute W, because you're just moving forwards the whole time rather than going up in the air. And let's go for this. The step on feels cooler. I'll be honest. I love hitting big triples out of corners on this game. So satisfying. It's just all nice and smooth on the power the whole way around the turn. Get a little seat bounce in there by the end. Lovely stuff. Then let me try going outside here and seeing what the rhythm was again. So you can... Oh my god. That's 100% doable. If you get this corner absolutely perfect and you get a good exit, you should... Oh, I don't know. There's a little bit of rough there that upsets the bike. That could be very bike setup dependent. Your safe bet is to just go triple in and then use the table to jump on off of. But the absolute heater line is trying to step all the way onto it. Okay, someone's going to do that. There's going to be a hot lap up on this track probably within the next couple of days if someone's sending that. Maybe that's probably why the inside of the sand's built up so much more than the outside, just so you can't carry all that speed. So I'm just going to play it safe. We're just going to triple in for now. And then we'll all... Ooh. I'm struggling in this section a little bit. Once you get it down once or twice, it should be fine. It's just trying to get the right speed to triple in there. So you want to go triple and then quad. I definitely... The north one definitely... I locked in on that a lot quicker. So now I've over-jumped it that time. Right, if we like Goldilocks, so we've done too much, we've done too little. This one should be just right. Triple in. It was just right. Quad. Yeah, yeet. And then can we quad all the way into the... Yes, 100%. Yeah, if you get that all smooth and you scrub and stay low while still getting the rhythm, you 100%. So it's triple quad. I do think I prefer the inside though. The inside felt a lot easier and a lot more repeatable. The timing wasn't quite as precise. But again, we have alternative rhythms, which you cannot be unhappy with. We'll shift up the gearbox again. I don't know if it's because of how much speed you come into this whoop section with, but that one that I just went through feels a lot easier to stay on top of than the first set. Could just be a massive skill issue though. Oh, the Supercross triples. I'm so used to the size of the aerial ones. So these ones are a little bit bigger, so don't have to check up quite as much. We are going to spin around again, because apparently I've used up all of my skills on that last Supercross track. The talent's gone now. So you can go inside. Oh no, you can go inside on off as well. Definitely the way you want to go. You don't want to be jumping over the tabletops at all. So we go round to the right, scrub there. I'd like to go over to that right side and try tripling in rather than the double that I'm doing, just to see what the alternative rhythm is there. And then we're going to go double. Oh, I've overjumped it. I don't think we've got the oomph to get over the quad here. Oh, come up hella short. Round to the right. I want to do this track justice as much as I've done the north one justice. I had multiple clean laps on there. I've had 0 around here so far. We are going to cut our way over to the inside. Nice. And then triple, quad, triple, double into the corner. I much prefer that. It's such a nicer feeling line to me. Then checking up for that one a little bit. Round to the left, open up this corner so you can carry some momentum. This finish line, very, very floaty. Very nice. Feels like it's scaled to absolute perfection. Doesn't feel like anything's forced at all. Staying on top of these whoops, really nice and easy. And then get a good drive out of here to triple out the corner. Stretch it out a little bit. And then we'll go for the line for the ladies rather than the fast line. We're going to go outside and just triple onto it rather than going inside and just doubling onto it. And then I want to cut down here a little bit. Cut down. So then we can go triple in. Yes. Quad. Yes. And then double. That's nice. Very satisfying. Stay in the air for quite a long time. I'm going to step on. You might... Ooh, maybe with a little bit of a road as well. If you like running your road and test, you might even be able to quad in there and then double out. That would be quite fast. Then blitz these whoops. Float up and over this one again. This kind of going to be the make or break section for the lap, I think. Can we get that triple in nice? We can. Actually downshifted to second gear there. I usually keep it in third, but because I overjumped triple in a little bit, I just needed that little bit more bottom end, that little bit more oomph to get the speed to hit that quad. Round to the left, here we go. Look, I'm 14 seconds ahead of any other lap time that I've done. Up and over the finish line, lovely stuff. So I'm glad. I thought I was just having a massive skill issue for a second. That one, surprisingly, the track with no elevation to it, the one that's more of a stereotypical Supercross track, has actually taken me longer to learn than the one that's a bit more unique, a bit more unorthodox, which really does surprise me. But regardless, they are still really fun. And I like that because this is a custom Supercross track and they have the freedom to put the jumps wherever they want and make the rhythms whatever they want them to be. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god! I thought my suspension saved me then. Because they can do that, and they're not forced to copy like track maps, for example, like the real life ones, it opens the door for just so many more alternative rhythms, because you can make whatever lines you want to make. And I love that about custom Supercross tracks. I imagine they're very hard to make and be creative with them. Oh, there's collisions on those bales. Oh, save me. The AP bales have claimed me. Harder to do, 100%, but done correctly, they're the best ones in the game, which is why everybody loves the DDC Supercross tracks, for example. So there you go. There is track number 3. We're halfway through. Very enjoyable stuff so far. We are going to go over to the sand pit now, which does scare me because I've not actually seen it yet on the track. I've played a JV sand track before. They are usually incredibly rough and rollery. I do not have an outdoor setup on this chamois, so I'm going to be rocking it on a soupy setup, which is going to be interesting to see. So we'll go over to that one as well. Sand pit time, baby. I realise I probably shouldn't be going back to the pits and doing the whole journey there every single time, but it could help some people just to know where the tracks are. So sand pit through this way, again under another little container. Lovely stuff. And this is, oh, sand pit's here. Okay, we're here already. We found it. Through our little holding area here as well. Again, love that every single track has its own little holding area. Got some MTG banners over there. So I think a lot of these connections and collaborations have come from that originally. I'm so excited for MTG. I'm hoping that it is everything that I want it to be. So this is it. This is the sandpit. We're going to see how this goes. Again, Supercross setup. I have I'm running a 110 rear tyre for this, just because apparently 110 cuts through the sand a little bit easier, not as fat of a tyre. It's going to be less drag, less resistance, so your roll speed should be more, which is what you want in sands. It's all about carrying your momentum. Scrub. Oh no. Okay. This one might require me to lock in a little bit more. Already looking at it, she's a little bit on the rougher side. Little double up and over the rough stuff there. How big is this finish line, do we reckon? Oh, it's actually fairly tame, fairly mellow. I'm liking the uneven jumps. I really am. Because getting the rollers to be nice is one thing on sand tracks, but I think a lot of people don't pay as much attention to the jumps. They're usually quite smooth. Whereas I like when the jump faces are all kind of unique. They've all got a bit of character to them. There's high sides, there's low sides, there's rutted bits, there's smooth bits. It just forces you to be a little bit more creative and move around the track a little bit more. So far, I thought I would have crashed by now, I'll be honest. I might have just jinxed myself, but I'm surprising myself. How big's this bad boy as well? I get fairly tame again. You probably could send that and jump another roller or two down. That's what I love about sand as well, is one that's built correctly. You can there's infinite possibilities of lines. You just double your way, triple your way through rhythms, or through rollers, sorry, not through rhythms. If you have a jump in there, a lot of time you could probably jump it as intended, so land like here, but then a lot of them as well will have like 1 or 2 rollers afterwards also, which you can try and downside to carry more speed. There is infinite possibilities, and to be honest, it's probably why a lot of time, if ever we do have a sand race, so I'm thinking, let's talk about GP side of things for a second. So at Arnhem in Netherlands, for example, tracks like that, usually the difference between first and 40th in qualifying is the biggest on those sand tracks compared to more straightforward tracks like Argentina, where it's more so one line is the fast line. Everybody knows the line, it's just who can get around the track the quickest. Sand is a lot more creativity to it. You can have one straight And if it's rutted and it's bumpy on that straight, there can be 10 to 20 different lines just on that one section. So do that across the entirety of an entire lap, and there's a lot of places to make time or lose time. And the really frustrating thing is about sand, you could have an absolute burner of a lap time going. You could be on par to go top of the box for qualifying. If your back end hits one bump a little bit too hard, maybe you're, let's say you're doubling your way through a set of sand rollers. If you case that double ever so slightly, your momentum then for the next 2, sometimes 3 sections is absolutely chalked. So that one tiny little hook up, that little mistake, can cost you so much valuable time. And setup is very important in sand as well. I've got a specific KTM sand setup from the last OEM bikes. I don't know if that will translate over to these new ones. I'm hoping that it'll just be a nice copy and paste and it'll work fine. But that thing absolutely munched in the sand. When we was at Southwick for outdoors last year, in a straight line, even against, bear in mind, we're playing against the top 1% of gamers in MX bikes. In a straight line, my bike was just going so much quicker because the rear end was just absorbing everything. The back wheel was on the ground the entire time. It wasn't getting kicked around. It was absorbing it and doing its job. And it was actually ridiculous. If you want that setup, there is a video on my channel. It's titled something like Every Race Winning Setup of 2024. And basically the video is exactly that. Every race that I won in 2024, whatever setup I was using on whatever bike I was on, is in that video. So I ended up winning one of the Southwick races, and the sand setup I used for that is in there. So if you're struggling for that, go to the channel, type that in, you should be able to find it. No problem at all. But let's hook over there. I like how JV does this on a few tracks as well. He has corners where there'll be an inside and outside, and then they'll loop back over each other. That is not sand track specific. He's done that on other tracks as well. I was going to say Turkey for a second in GPs, but I believe Hell Machine actually made the high map for that one. I think Hell Machine subbed in for that one. So I can't say that, but they may as well be the same people. No, they're both from Sweden. They're both incredibly talented track creators. So interchangeable to that extent. They both do absolutely incredible jobs. I don't know what it is. There's a lot of very talented Swedish people in this game. So not only did the Swedes win the gene pool by being blessed with amazing looks and beautiful, luscious locks of hair, they also have incredibly good track building skills in MX bikes as well, apparently. I've just absolutely waded myself into this fence, but again, it's given me a sneak little preview here of some of the enduro stuff that we're building up to towards the end, and it's getting me very, very excited. I'm always tempted. I'm a bit worried that I'm not going to have enough file space to actually render this video all together when it's done. I'm going to have to go on a massive deleting spree just to make this video work. I imagine that it might be up a little bit later than my usual upload time. So I usually upload midday for me these days. It's currently 7:45 AM. So by the time this is all rendered together, then uploaded, and then processed and done on YouTube, could even be 1, 2, maybe 3 PM. But it should be worth it. Again, we do not get projects like this very often at all. It's incredible. You've probably already seen it. Probably already missed the boat. You've probably got... Reaper's probably already done a video on it since he's in collaboration with it in the first place. Troy's probably already done a video on it. I'm late to the party as always, but better late than never. So this sound track, really, really enjoyable. It is difficult. It really, really is. It might be the hardest of the 4 tracks, at least for me, so far. Some people might get on it and just vibe with it and gel with it really quickly. And it's probably just because I'm sitting here trying to talk at the same time. But it is a little bit on the techie side. Definitely not... I wouldn't say it's too 250 orientated. It does feel like 450 would be the way to go. I mean, I don't... You know me, I don't ride 250s very often at all anymore. I don't know if I've touched a Beta 19 250 on any sand track ever. So I actually don't know what they're like speed-wise. They could be very, very good, especially rocking the 100 rear tyre. Probably has a lot more forwards momentum than the other bikes as well. Maybe it is better in the corners. Maybe it's a bit more planted than the 450s are. That seems to be the general gist with the 250s these days. But again, track 4 out of 6 in total. Very, very good. Now, we're going to go on to the bit that I've been looking forward to the most. I don't know whether to do Enduro Trail first or Enduro Cross first. I think I'll do Enduro Cross first, and then the Trail, I guess it's a bit more casual, isn't it, at the very, very end. So, with the power of editing, let's go over to the Enduro Cross track. Do you ever get random Temu ads on, like, Instagram, for example, when you think, I'm well aware that Temu is probably absolute garbage, but at the same time, that t-shirt looks hella sick. I've just seen a picture of... it's a t-shirt, and it's got about 5 raccoons on it, and it just has the font on there, Rhythm with the Tism. And I feel like that's my spirit animal. That kind of suits me down to the ground. So we got Enduro Cross stuff now. This might be the sloppiest of all of the tracks for me, because as you can imagine, trying to learn an Enduro Cross track and trying to go fast around the Enduro Cross track are probably quite difficult things to do. But I will try my absolute best. I just want to make sure that I am going the right direction, first and foremost. What is going on? What is this? Oh, it's just a massive rock. Okay, it's just a massive rock. I was like, what am I seeing? So this is a whole massive little rock area here. So you step onto it, you step back off of it afterwards. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, this is dual height mapped, which is a big W. If you don't know what that means, so that rock section there, the rocks aren't actually objects that you're hitting. There is a height map basically underneath that rock that is just invisible, that you can't see, which makes the transition just much smoother. So it stops a lot of the jankiness in the game. Let's say this is sick. This is really, really cool, but I'm sorry that this is such an imaginative compound just from start to finish. Absolutely love it. This is rivaling Mr. Oh god. Oh god. I say this is rivaling Mr. Cool Whip's Enduro Cross tracks for creativity right now. Let's make it easy for ourselves. Let's go down to the bottom of this, then back over. So I need to keep this with some oomph so we can go tap the back brake. Oh Jesus, that is a hell of a send. Yeah, that is not. I don't think that's very 250 friendly. We have to send this one as well. Oh my goodness. Somebody showed us to Billy Bolt. I think he might cream. This is unreal. And then little double again around the corner. Nice. I'm going to roll this one. I do not want to send it into these rocks. So now, let me go right side. See, that feels a little bit better. Feels a little bit smoother, a bit more repeatable, a bit controllable. Then we're going to step down here, kind of filter my way between, use that rock to get over that log. Double again. Nice. Double again. Just going to single round. You probably want to do something there so you can single round at the end, double round at the end rather than double round at the beginning. In the beginning. Oh, hopefully, I hope that reference isn't lost on anybody else. Then we're going to hit our little step down. Oh, a little bit of a strange kick that I'm getting off that little drop off there. But that is an object, so you can't do anything with a high map there with the terrain. We've got some collisions in the water as well to make it feel like the water's sapping the bike's power, which is something that I think was first done by Mr. Resolute Kraken, Mr. Enduro himself, on his replica of one of the indoor Enduro Cross rounds. Funny enough, talking about Billy Bolt, it's the round that he decided he wanted to meet the wall, basically, through one of the sections. He's got a little Billy Bolt sticker on that tracking game, which is quite cool. Step up and over. If you want a little bit of background, a little bit of lore as well for Resolute and Billy Bolt. I think Billy Bolt held, I think it was a hydration pack giveaway, you know, like the old camelbacks. And Resolute actually won that giveaway, which I thought was quite funny. How small the world is. Everybody knows everybody, I guess. Up and around here. And I feel like I'm carrying a bit more speed around here this time. So if I check up on this one, and we double here, we can then double around this at the end, which will give us more speed to double up this. There we go, yeah. Oh, okay. You saw nothing. I thought I'd had a moment there. I thought, okay, I'm him. I'm the Enduro Cross god, but it was not meant to be. Little step off that. Be smooth. Double. You may as well just pin it through this water, because again, it's gonna slow you down anyway with the collisions, so you may as well go as fast as possible. Oh my jeez. Oh. Go on, get up. Yes. Nice. We are a little bit stuck, but it's fine. And the other good thing that you have, where we have minimal objects on this Enduro Cross track, and a lot of it is just terrain underneath these objects, so you're not actually hitting object collisions at all. The likelihood of your game crashing on it is absolutely minimal, which it's weird that we do have to do these weird roundabout ways on this game to make the game function as it should do. But it's worth it at the end of the day. Probably jumping through all sorts of hoops to make this work correctly. But again, I think they've done an absolutely outstanding job on this. And if anybody... does anybody dislike this? I mean, you can dislike Enduro, for example. That's fine. Is there anybody on the planet that sees a compound like this and actually dislikes it? I know there's going to be someone that says yes, because they're the people that want all tracks in the game to be free. But this is unreal. You pay for talent. You know, you wouldn't expect to get art off of an artist and get it for completely free. You pay at least a little bit. You pay for their time. You pay for their work. So I don't mind stuff like this at all. There's people that say that paid tracks have ruined the game, so on and so forth. But I look at it in an opposite way, where let's say this track was free. It wouldn't exist. It wouldn't be in the game if it was free, because it would never have been made. So the fact that it has been made is because it's paid. I'm not wording that at all well, but you wouldn't be able to play it anyway, let's say, if it wasn't paid, because it wouldn't exist. So it wouldn't be a free track to download. So I do not mind it whatsoever. It enables the most skilled people in the community to really put in the time and effort to make things like this. And I don't say this lightly, because there's been a lot of impressive tracks released on this game. As a whole, this entire compound all compiled together, this is the best thing in the game that we've ever had. And probably will ever have for quite a long time as well. I'm not going to say forever, because I've seen no notice of this track, by the way. I literally checked the shop and it was there. So shows how off the pulse my finger is compared to how it used to be back in the day. I used to get DMs from all track creators being like, here's my track early, by the way. Play it, please. Get me some sales. Not in this case. This was banged up on the shop and downloaded it, played it. Bosh, here we go. Good to go. So there you go. There's the Enduro Cross track. Not going to do any more laps around here because you guys get the gist. We are going to go to the trail now, the Enduro Trail, and maybe just one, maybe 2 laps. We'll see how long it is. If I know JV, it probably spirals all the way around the entire compound, so it might actually be quite a long lap time. But we'll see. Can we triple here? Oh, we can. Oh, you can probably quad that. There you go. There's a challenge from Mr. Quacks. He likes his hot laps on Enduro Cross tracks. Absolutely send it. See what you can do. Off to the Enduro Trail. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. We are now on our way over to the Enduro track, the final track that we have in today's video. But what a journey we have been on. Absolutely incredible stuff. I felt very immersed in all this from start to finish. And hopefully this Enduro track will meet all of the expectations and match the quality of all these other ones as well. So we start here on the motocross track. We then veer off to the right, and I believe we carry on turning right. We do, just from the way these MTG poles are placed. By the way, thank you so much for dotting these MTG logos around on the poles, just to actually let us know where we're going. Because if I'm looking off in the distance, let's say I'm going like 450 a wick on this straight, and it suddenly turns, I'd have no idea if it wasn't for these poles. So I'm hoping they are all placed in the appropriate areas. It gives me, you know what this feels like to me? And not there's probably like 2 of you that are probably going to understand this reference, because it's a very, very old MX Simulator track. This almost gives me Avalon Brush vibes from MX Simulator, just because of the orange poles kind of flagging and telling you where to go. So we have actually started a lap, which is good. So we're going to get an idea, unless I go majorly off course, we'll get an idea of how long each lap time is. But I'm going to try and play it reserved. I'm not going to go a million miles an hour everywhere. I just want to get a nice clean lap in, show you what the Enduro track has to offer. I imagine, because we are going at an okay speed through all these trees, please don't hit the container, because we're going a decent speed through these trees and the ground and all the objects coming at us at quite a high speed, I imagine the bit rate on YouTube might not like it too much. So if this section does look a little bit on the pixely side, there's not really much I can do about it. For those of you that don't... Oh, that water has collisions as well. So I need to be careful with all water. But if I go through this, it just saps my bike speed. It almost wants to kick you over the bars a little bit, which I suppose is realistic. If you drop your front end going fast through a puddle, it is going to try and swallow it up. Yeah, for those of you that don't create content on these games, and I'm talking about recording YouTube videos, it's an awful game to try and record. At least to try and get it in good quality, your file sizes end up having to be massive for it to look good. To put that into perspective for you, I don't know how long I've been recording now. I want to say it's probably been like 50 minutes or so, the total record time for me. I started off with 150 gigabytes of spare space on my computer. I am now at about 50. So I have 100 gigs worth of recording. I'm going to have to free up more space because I then need another 100 gigs worth for the video to all be finalised. So thank God I've got good internet. Trying to upload 100 gigs to YouTube is actually unreal. But that is the pain. You know, oh, poor me. Poor you guy that makes MX Works YouTube videos, has such a hard life. Has to deal with big file sizes. Oh, I complain about the most random things, don't I? I'm just letting you know. I'm just giving you a little insight into the lovely world of MX Bikes YouTube. This is... I'm not going to speak too early. This isn't difficult. I don't know if it's meant to be a difficult one, or if it's just meant to be more like single track vibes. I could probably... I'll screw myself over. There might be 1 or 2 really difficult parts. The thumbnail for this track in game, when you kind of select it through testing, was what looked like quite a steep uphill. So maybe things are going to get a bit more tricky, because right now we're just kind of weaving our way in and around the extra little space we've got dotted between tracks, and it's very, very straightforward. Very, very calm. This is the sort of I'm going to call it a track. This is the sort of track that I wouldn't mind playing if I had a VR headset, just to kind of get locked in, get immersed in it all. I don't think I've sat down really at all. Oh, here we go. We've got some rocks. So we've got rocks and water combined. I'm going to stay as far away from that water as possible. Let's scumbag it. Oh, no, okay. I don't know if you really can avoid the water too much here. He's done a very good job of that all. And up this little hill. Right, I'm going to check up here. I do not know. I can't really see far enough ahead. I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh, my God. Okay, thank God. I didn't get a weird kick off that tree I thought I was going to. And then up to the right. Going underneath our little watchtower here. God, I've got to be so careful. If I hit one of these rocks at a slight weird angle with my front wheel, it's probably going to yeet my front wheel out to the side. So nice and careful. Easy does it. Yeah, not going too fast. I should probably try and pay more attention to my map on the right-hand side, just so I know what's coming up rather than just staring at the track in front of me. But I'm locked in right now. Oh, here we go. Bit more rocky stuff. Up and over. Okay. I like that it looks like natural terrain with like rocks like that. It looks like you're using the landscape to your advantage. And I can... making tracks is one thing. There's a reason that the tracks I've made in this game so far have all been flat. They've been on flat terrain. So they're like arena cross tracks, for example, or Moto 101's on flat terrain, for example, as well. There's no elevation to it. So I'd say there's like less, almost like less character to it, if that makes sense, because you're not using the hills and things like that to your advantage. I don't understand how you do stuff like this and then build ruts and build jumps on all the elevation and make it work and look good. And it is strange to me. There's definitely levels to it. It's probably a level that I never will end up getting to, mostly because I really don't have the... I don't think I've got the love enough in track building to want to dedicate myself or commit to it enough to get to this level. There's probably a disgusting amount of money involved in it, to be fair. I imagine all the boys involved with making this track, I know talking about money is probably a little bit tacky, but they're probably getting a very, very nice payday at the end of the month with this. Like, it's really, really impressive stuff. And again, I think everybody's going to be like, you know what, for what this is, 100% that's going in my game. So they've done a really, really good job all around. Oh my God, that water scared me. I thought it was going to go over the bars. It'll step up here. I want to say we might actually be getting close to the end of this lap. So again, we've not had any super techie difficult bits. It's not like a mini Krakenberg, for example, but it's casual, you know, nice smooth trails to work your way around. If you're fed up with going for hot laps all the time and you want to just, you know, let your hair down a little bit, not have to concentrate too much, you just, you load up the enduro trails on JVMX Park and you have a good time with it. And, I mean, we're back basically in the vicinity of the MX track, so I imagine there's... Oh, God, hang on. Lock in. Nice. Scumbag it on the left. Avoid the water. Nice. Try and miss as many rocks. Jump over them. W. Oh, boys. Boys, I'm finessing the system right now. And girls. Sorry, I shouldn't judge. There's probably one. Oh! I say there's probably one girl watching this. And... survive. Thank you very much. The infinite bike rolls can be frustrating. I did also see off in the distance there, they got some animated vehicles as well. So there's a road off in the distance. I saw a truck pull in the caravan, which I did not notice until just now. Let's get up and over this. So we have had a crash. I might have had two. Can't remember. But we've had at least one crash on the enduro track. So not as... I mean, it's not a difficult still. I think it's just me trying to go a little bit too fast over blind sections that I've not played yet. And then... Oh, this is... Oh, okay, little bridge. I wonder if you can step all the way up and over that if you get the right line, right amount of speed up it as well. Don't kick me over the bars again, please. Oh, thank you. Kaboso's looking down upon me. Again, if these rocks were actual objects rather than height map, they probably would have ejected me over the bars multiple times by now. But again, it's little things that people take for granted or don't realise because they've not built a track, that a lot of it gets taken for granted. But every single aspect of this that I'm seeing is absolutely blowing my mind. Whether it is just the way the track's built, whether it's using all the elevation, the way, like the creativity in the Supercross tracks, for example, was really cool. Even just the level of detail in the models and the terrain while still being such a small file size. A lot of people don't care about that. That's probably one of the coolest things about the whole track to me, which is probably quite sad to say. There you go. The lap time did count, which I was surprised by because of how far I cartwheeled off. 7.5 minutes. So not too short, not too long, just about right. At least that's what she tells me. So, 6 tracks done. Unreal. It's going to be a very, very long time before anything tops this. Everybody involved in this, thank you so, so much. He's probably never going to see this, but Cole, please slide in my DMs. I want to maybe get you in for a video. That'd be very, very cool. And to, yeah, again, to all of the real life people that have put their names on this, thank you for seeing a little bit of opportunity within this little game of ours. You have no idea how much it means to the general gamers as well, seeing real life companies' names attached to stuff like this. It just makes me all very, very happy and knows that they're being looked at, if that makes sense. Because we're very niche, you know, on the more sim type motocross games. Obviously the arcadey games is for everybody. Games like this, it's a very, very niche area for us, so we do appreciate all of the support that everyone gives to it. And that will wrap it up for me. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you've made it to the very end, I'll give you some back scratches. I think you deserve it. Thank you very, very much. I love each and every one of you. If you did enjoy, just drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, all that lovely stuff really helps me out. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.